How not to survive, how to live. I'm 54 years old. I was born in Los Angeles. I'm in Ladera Heights, at one of the biggest parks in Southern California. I'm with Coach, one of my mentors, that wanted to do an autobiography on me because he felt that I could motivate some of these youngsters into not being what I was and get to where I'm at. I used to drink, I used to use drugs, gang bang, all the things that were attractive to the fast life. I come from an era where you can't tell me nothing, period. Young, old, I didn't really give a damn. But my mother was an evangelist, may she rest in peace. My father was an African-American man that was in the military. He was a Mason. He also was a truck driver. They had certain morals and values that they instilled into me. However, I didn't attach those to my life living right then. I was attracted to the 3 F's: fast women, fast cars, fast money, and drugs and alcohol.
Waiting for my hot wine as is kept.
To understand this, youngsters, this is about where I've been and where I'm at and how I got there. First out, I set out to be one of the fastest men in the world. When I was in high school, I ran the 330 low hurdles. I was undefeated for many years, actually 4 years in a row. But doing track and football, I refused to go to class because I wanted to hang out in the bathrooms, shoot dice, and talk shit. In 1975, I got put on my neighborhood set. That was my first year in high school. Like I said, I was a track runner, football player, baseball player. I played everything but basketball because I didn't like, run up and down on court. But I had to make a major decision. Making the decision to either play ball, run track, or hang in the neighborhood, do neighborhood stuff. Being I made a wrong decision, I decided to do neighborhood stuff. So my grade level began to go down. My GPA was about a 3.0. When I first got started, it was a 4.0 because I was doing the things that were suggested by my mother and father, by my aunties, people that had a good influence on me. However, I'm never saying nothing negative about my neighborhood, but I got bad information and I went to the left instead of going to the right. And when I say that, it means by me choosing to do gang member stuff, I got gang member benefits out of it. I started going to jail, substation, East Lake, county jail, Inglewood jail, then prison. So I suggest to you, anybody that's paying attention to what I'm saying today, your life can either take a change to the left right now, or it can make a change to the right. As time went on, I graduated from high school, but I graduated in jail. I got my GED. It wasn't by choice. I was really motivated when I got my GED, but that still wasn't enough because on my release date, instead of me going to do something with that GED, I decided to go back to the neighborhood and tell them I'm home, look at me now. Now, I didn't go try to get employment. I didn't go down to any of the buildings that could help me with my GED, help me get a job. I decided to hang out one more time because I didn't know I was misinformed by some of the messages I was getting. First bad information I got was to tell me in order for you to become a man, you had to go to prison. I was bamboozled. I was lied to. That I worked diligently to get to Chino. But somewhere along the way, I can remember when I was sitting in that 6x12 cell I had my GED and I didn't do anything with it. So somewhere in the back of my mind, I kept it in my subconscious that I think I could do something different and do things better. However, it didn't work out that way because I wasn't ready. I really still wanted to hang out. I still wanted to be a part of. So I did stop drinking, but I didn't stop using drugs. Now, crack cocaine took me to a whole nother level of misery. That's when I found out I was living in darkness. I was living in bondage because it was calling my name. I was doing what I didn't want to do when I did it. I could be in the middle of a sleep at night, at home with the family, and it called my name in the middle of the night, and I'd get up and leave the kids, leave the mama, leave the daddy, and I'd go wild, buck wild, because I found out later on that I had an allergy. If I take one thimble of a drink, one thimble of a drug, the allergy in my body is set off. And when I say that, you need to understand, it's not like an allergy if you eat peanuts and break out. It's an allergy, there's an allergy of the body that if I take something that's no good for me, I want some more. I can't stop. One is too many and 1,000 is never enough. I'll be gone days and weeks at a time. That's the way I was living my life. But I went back to prison and a judge decided to tell me, he said, well, you know, the only time we catch you for anything is because it was drug related. And mind you, I tell you, I come from a criminal element and catching hold of me was not an easy thing. But this particular judge told me, he said, you got an option. You can do the other 17 years that you have set before you on this pallet, or you can do 16 months. 16 months, if not 18 months, in a program called Impact. Now, when I did this program, because I took the choice to beat the system, I didn't want to go into this program to get drug-free. I wanted to go into the program to beat the system. So I got into this program, I went in, I was 165 pounds wet with combat boots, and I wasn't playing because I still had that mentality. I'm above these busters up in here, these soft people, a whole bunch of Caucasians, a whole bunch of others, and you know, I came in there with a biased attitude, and I didn't go in there for recovery. But I guarantee you, after my first 2 weeks inside this thing called recovery, I began to think differently. One more again, somebody said something to me that made sense. I could identify. They told me that you're an alcoholic addict. But they didn't directly tell me this. They said if you identify with what we're saying and we're telling you that we're an addict and you find some similarities, you might understand who you are and why it keeps bringing you to prison. Because see, it started me off in a prison, in a county jail called Biscayne. That's what the program was. You were still detained, but we had pillows. We had mattresses and sticks. We didn't have mice running on the floor named Freeway Freddy. We didn't have the confusion of gang members getting at each other. What we had was a chance to detox and get our minds starting to renew from the darkness to the light. Because see, all these years I had been surviving. I'm a damn survivor. I survived better than anybody in the jungle, anybody in the hood, anybody in LA. I was a survivor. I made $200-300 a day and didn't have a job. And I was proud of that. Until I found out I gave all my money away to the alcohol and to the drugs.
I do nothing but waste all my time, leaving the world.
That's when the judge seen me on my 90-day review and he said you're beginning to do the things, you're doing the work. However, you still have that gang mentality and nobody in the back can tell you anything. People who are your predecessors that been here longer than you and you still have that mentality, you can't tell me nothing unless you're wearing a badge. That's still not where I needed to be yet. I needed to be submissive to the program, how it works. And how it worked was take constructive criticism, whether it be Jungle Jim, Tiny Tim, a counselor, a sheriff, anybody that had more time than me in sobriety, or they had a badge on, I needed to be submissive. It was hard for me to get it because they said they used a word that was negative to me. They said you had to surrender. The only thing I knew about surrender was raise your hands, go to jail. Indians and cowboys, negative. Navy, Army, negative. Wave the white flag. Never until somebody said surrender means surrender to win. So I had to start equating things that I thought differently. And that's when the psychic change came in, because I was willing to change my life by all means necessary, because I got sick and tired of being sick and tired of going back and forth to every institution. I've been to every prison this side of the Mississippi River. But today I'm coming on 10 years clean and sober, and I'm living a positive life. I'm living today instead of surviving. I go to meetings on a regular basis. I go to church. I deal with people. I'm a grandmaster chess player. I deal with people I stay around people that motivate me so I can motivate others. I give back so freely what was given to me. I met this guy one day, his name was Coach. He said, I believe in you. You can continue doing what you're doing and your life will get greater, it'll get better. I met another person. His name was Pastor Keendale Felton for More Sure Word. He motivates me, he's my big brother. These are people in my life that push me towards the ceiling. They said the ceiling is the limit. The whole world is your backyard. But I had to begin to have some discipline. Go to meetings. To talk to people in the neighborhood. Not that I was better than. It was just a point, just look at me now. This is where I'm at. If you want to get to where I'm at, do what I'm doing. I said, what did you do? I had to change everything I was doing that was negative. To get the results, I had to begin to do things that were suggested of me to do. One thing I had to constantly do was remember where it had took me to do negative things. Mind you, 1, took me to jail. 2, got me shot. 3, got me stabbed. 4, got me in front of a judge multiple times. 5, get me arrested 25 times. 6, do 17 years. Negative, not being with my children. 7, not seeing my mother through her, or my father through his changes medically. 8, but by me getting clean and sober, I was able to see my mom and help her out. And now I'm a part of my children's life today. I'm an honorable citizen today. Today they call me to go in the county jails. They call me to go in the prisons. I just graduated from college valedictorian. These were some of the things I had to change. And I had to study. I had to find the discipline enough not to live in the darkness, to be able to sit down at a table and study. I had to find the discipline enough to call somebody else that was smarter than me in certain areas. If I didn't know, don't let my ego take place and ask them for help, assistance, and then abide by it whether I wanted to or not. Whether they were younger, older, female, or male, it did make a difference. It came along with change and discipline. When I lived in that dark life, we did what we wanted to do when we wanted to do it. When I live in the life of the light, I become an educator. To sum this up, if you heard anything I said that you like or dislike, you can use this to motivate yourself to do what you need to do to get to another place in life. You can constantly grow if you take the time to understand, if I do what I'm doing and it ain't right, I'm gonna get the results of it. If I change, like Big Tex is saying change, then I become a different person and I can start living life on life terms. My cognitive behavior is what changes me. My discipline is what changes me. And in closing, I need to tell you, all you have to do is believe in you, and that somebody else was put down on this earth along with you to help change all the bad things that's going on with you in your life.
When my mind erased, I still feel as if I'm here